Hello and welcome back to me and my 120D, and today I'm going to tackle the dog hairs in the back, the non-working rear wiper and the number plate lamps. And for the dog hair I've got this rather nifty little tool. It's just basically a bit of rubber on a sort of square plastic bit of pipe and apparently it gets good reviews on Amazon, and all that you do is just scrub it over the dog hair and it takes it off. Although the dog that was in here is a massive dog, but it had that sort of short white hair that gets everywhere, and it really is everywhere, and it's just down the edges here, it's up the sides, and it's on the top, it's on the back, it's on the bottom. So I'm going to give this a go and see how we get on. So apparently you just sort of scrub it down quite slowly. Seems to be getting it off. Incidentally, the local slang name for a dog is shugle, which is quite funny, and I think it must go back to the days when, especially in the summer holidays, when the bairns, and the older viewers will remember this, when the bairns are kicked out in the morning with the dug, or the shugle, and they just mucked about all day, sort of playing and scratching about, and then came in later on when it was dark for their tea and a bit of warmth. So there you have it, shugle hair. But it seems to be doing the job, and I'll go over it 2 or 3 times for this. Well, I tell you what, I'm impressed with that bit of kit, and it's called Carpet, and it's available on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below. But between this and the Hoover, there's not a single hair left on the back of the seat here, which is great. But one thing you have to watch out for though is, and this is an old car so it doesn't matter, but it will take up some of the carpet as well. But to get all the hairs off, I mean, that I've never had anything like that before. There you have it, Carpet. That's the back of the seats done, and the sides of the rear compartment, but the centre section's really quite dirty, so I'm going to give it a good clean with upholstery cleaner. Dirty dogs. Or shabby shuggles. There we go. There's a little white bit in the middle, it looks like paint, and it just won't come off, it's too hard. So what I'll do, I'll just spray that with matte black spray. There we go. But I've got one of life's fundamental questions here. Why do men hoover their cars all afternoon, and then when asked by the partners, they'll either very reluctantly spend 10 minutes hoovering the house? While I'm waiting on the centre section drying for the boot, I'm going to replace the number plate lamps, and they're sealed units, LED units, and these are cheap and cheerful ones from China, so hopefully they'll work. We'll see. It's a pretty simple process, although I might need my specs to see what I'm doing. we go. I think they can only go in one way. Just before I cluck them in, I'm going to switch the side lights on and try them. Oh hey, they're working. I shall never slag off China again. Chinese products. There, that's it. It's a bit wet today, so what I'm going to do is get inside the car, and because somebody's painted these black and you can see it's scraping off my finger, and they painted this one black but they left those silver, I'm going to take these off, and I think they just sort of lever off and cover them in carbon just to match the steering wheel. So firstly I'll clean it with brake cleaner. Roughly position it on. Ensure it's completely covered, which it is. Bring it right round and tuck it into there. So a bit at a time. And just trim down there. Final heat. There you have it. It's all nicely tucked in around the edges, heated in, ready to be put on the car. The very last thing with vinyl wrap, you give it a really good scorching, because the heat just gets the glue going and gets it really sticking. There you go. Now to put them back in the car. The center console part, this just, you actually click this off and then this just pulls off, clicks off, but this bit here, you've got to take the whole center console off, I believe, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wrap it in situ. Unfortunately that won't sit down, which is going to make it a wee bit more difficult, but it'll be easy enough just to wrap it in situ, so I'll just do that. Here we go. I've already cleaned it and I've just stuck this bit of tape on here just to hold the ashtray part down. So I'm just going to do the outside first because I need to tuck it down into there and then do the ashtray lid second so that I can tuck it round. So get the carbon the right way around, put the straight edge to the top, to about there, and just basically heat it down. Special squeegee for getting right into the back there. The lid dries up, now I can heat it down into there. Again, absolutely scorch it in with the heat gun, as it makes it stick a lot better. And if I can find it, I'll do the ashtray top. Keeping the pattern level with the wrap that's already on. So this bit's going to be tricky because I've got to tuck it down the back here, heat it on, heat it around the sides and let it dip in, and then do round the sides and the front. Give it a wee heat. I bet there's a really easy way of getting this lid off. Into place. And that's it. Next fix is the non-working rear wiper, and to get to it you've got to take this panel off here, and there's usually hidden screws and metal clips that usually either break or fall off. I hate these. It always sounds like you're breaking. Never overlook the obvious, so I'll do the obvious thing first, which is check the fuse. And if the fuse is okay, then I'll check to make sure that there's power getting to the rear wiper. So a bit of Heath Robinson here. I've got an earth running into the connector there, and I've got a live coming from the battery. If I put a live into the washer, it works. If I put a live into the live for the wiper motor, nothing happens. So I think it looks like the wiper motor is faulty and would have been clogged up, and maybe, you know, constantly trying to use the thing, it's maybe just burnt out the motor inside. Fingers and thumbs. had this before with a 3 Series. What happens is that the water gets in and it clogs all this up and it gets rusty or sort of jams up. So basically all that I've got to do is just free all this off, clean it, put it all back together, spray it with some white grease, and hopefully it'll work. That's spinning there, but this bit here is totally jammed. Can't move it at all hardly, so I'll clean that off. This bit's actually rusted quite badly in there, but at least it's moving again. So I'll get it rubbed down and oiled up, and that should be it, good to go. There, that's much better. There's even a bit of play in it now, which is good. That's it back in. We'll have a little test before we go any further. Put the panel back on. Got that connected to the live, so that's good earth in there. And there seems to be a permanent live to this middle one, but it's barely lighting up my tester at all. But if I put a live in the scooters, there's a good live to it, and it works fine. So if I put a live to the, I'll try and earth and a live to the motor, and if the motor doesn't turn, then it must be the motor itself. Well, that stumped me somewhat. I was hoping I was going to be able to fix that, but it'll take a few days to get a new second-hand motor in. So I think I'll just conclude this video here. That's another few jobs done on the 1 Series. I do like to get them sorted, so I will sort that. There are 1 or 2 other jobs which I've got to get on with. I've got to do the front clutch, the front shock absorber, take the cover off the steering wheel. I've since found out that you can buy these covers on eBay and you can cover the steering wheel, so hopefully if I just unhook the stitches I'll be able to get that big heavy cover off it. Other jobs, as I've been going, I've found out 1 or 2 things, nothing major. There's a rattle in the exhaust at the back, which is just the metal shield. I've got that to sort. Occasionally the occupancy sensor on the passenger seat goes off, so there is a sensor bypass that you can get. Not sure if I want to do that, but if I have to and it turns off the light, then I will do that. Start stop's not working. I've done a bit of research on Google and on forums. It could be the brake master pressure switch, it could be water in the brake fluid, it could also be a front brake sensor, which I've got to do as well. So I'm getting a wee dribble in my nose. It's getting quite cold and late in the day. Late in the day, it's only 4:30. I've not been able to get out here for a week because of the rain. So keep watching, there'll be 1 or 2 more videos coming along on the 120D very soon, and thumbs up, please subscribe, we'll see you soon.